Hello everyone and thank you so much for coming to another one of my videos. Wobinar here. Today I am going to go ahead and give you some tips on what to do whenever you're facing a player that has a toxic build. Now a toxic build, it is a build that leaves so little room for you to counter, okay? In this case the most popular it is just to build full defense. So what they do is they get all 6 defensive items and that's all they do. They don't put any thinking on the build, they just get all the defensive items. If you're a physical fighter, they're gonna get all the defensive physical fighter items. Now if you are a mage dealing champion, they would usually just go for the elven armor, magical resistance, increase the mana, the HP, just overall sustain. So let me go ahead and give you the first tip. The first one is, oh shit, first blood. The first one is abuse the early game. Okay, since you know, like this person right here, I know that they build full defense. That's what they do. They go for full fucking defense. They don't think about anything else. So what you have to do is you abuse the early game because they don't have defense. Okay, you know that they're gonna build defense. That is something that you know that is gonna happen. So what we have to know is that in the early game they don't have as much defense. So you have to abuse that so that you can go ahead and get stronger, because those early kills are gonna give you the upper hand whenever you build. Okay, so abusing the early game against a player that builds full defensive items, it's a plus. Now, if you know that that person is gonna be playing very aggressive, try to take that to your advantage and keep you just keep winning the trades. Just try to do that. But again, just abuse the early game because that is going to give you money. Now, second thing. Oh baby, we're gonna get a second kill right here. Where you going, bitch? Where you going? There you go. Okay. So right now we are abusing the early phase because we know that the enemy doesn't have any defense. Now, which takes me to my second point. Build penetration. I know that that's pretty simple, but because you are being able to abuse the early phase of the game, you should be able to build penetration with no problems. Now, you need important items for penetration. If you are a mage, it is very recommended that you can get the hat. It is Doom. No, well, you can get Doom mask and you can. Ah, fuck! I died. You can get hat of extension and doom mask. They're pretty good. If your champion hits only once, you should get in this case the fuck, you should get hat of extension if your champion hits with the abilities only once. Now if the champion hits with the abilities several times, I recommend you that you can get Mask of Doom, but it just depends. It's overall. Okay, so third point, clear. Focus on the clear. If you know that the enemy it is going to be building full defense, you kind of need to focus on the clear because that way you're gonna be able to clear all the minions, get money, and not only that, because the enemy has so much defense, they usually have difficulties clearing. Now, the only reason why it works with Patch is because Patch can deal damage over time around him, and whenever they build a flame armor, that's gonna help him as well. Now, most of the people will start with flame armor because it's going to help him with the clear, because they need help. So focus on the clear, guys. That is gonna be very important for you guys. Now, my fourth point, it is going to be to attack the enemy whenever their abilities are down. Usually, when a person is building full fucking defense, is because they rely on the abilities that they have, which means that they usually don't need the scaling. For example, champions like Constantine, he doesn't really need the scaling of the abilities because he can pull you. He can send you flying into the air. He can push you as well with the ultimate, and he's gonna mainly let the tower deal damage to you and things like that. So attack the enemies whenever they have those abilities down. For example, the waterfall of Constantine, it's about 12-second cooldown. If they don't build cooldown reduction, you're gonna be able to attack in between those seconds. You can either have like a room for 6 or 7 seconds for you to attack, and then just retreat. So just keep in mind that attacking when the enemy has the abilities on cooldown is gonna be a very, very good thing to do. Now, 5. if you if you build defense of your own, that's gonna work well. Why? Because the enemy doesn't have penetration for it. It is way. There's a lot of different. There's a lot of different things that you have to know. Whenever a person has a full defensive item, they usually can just go ahead and and outbox you. Now, but what you have to know is if you get penetration and you keep attacking the enemy, they should be receiving damage overall. Now, if you have one defensive item, you're gonna be able to counter their build pretty much. Why? Because they don't have power and they do not have any penetration to counter your defensive item. Now, as you can see, for example, right now, you have to be clever about what item you're gonna get. So that is very important. Now, for example, if you're fighting someone like this pet right here, and he already built flame armor, and he built the other armor that deals damage back to you, it is kind of a necessity to have a defensive magical item. Why? You have to know what item is going to counter the enemy. As of right now, Patch, it is a magical tank. Okay, so the abilities that he has deal magical damage. So whenever you're facing him, you are supposed, oh baby, you're supposed to get at least a magical defensive item so you can resist his damage. Now, flame armor deals magical damage. His second armor that deals damage back to me actually converts that damage dealt back to me in magical damage. So by we having a defensive magical item, we're gonna be able to diminish that damage that we're taking over time. So we're diminishing the damage that we're taking overall. So let me go ahead and go to the next one. 6. You can let the enemy run out of mana. For example, if you're facing a champion like Constantine, well, you can just go ahead and let him run out of mana. They usually build good amounts of mana, so keep that in mind. For champions like Patch, he doesn't use energy. He doesn't use mana to attack. He uses his own health. So for him, it would not apply. But what I'm trying to say is, let them use their resources, and once they are down, once they need to go, once they can't attack anymore because they don't have mana, that is when you start doing your shit. Okay, so that's when you take that opportunity to counter attack. Now, most of the time, this is my next point. I think it's 8. I think it's 8. I forgot what point I was in because I actually messed them up. They would usually attack you under tower. So for that, just stun them under tower. If you have anything that is going to stun the enemy, they can take shots from the tower. That is not a problem. Everyone can do that. But they would usually just try to attack the tower, but they're not gonna deal a lot of damage to the tower because they have full defense and they don't have attack and they don't have penetration. So for that, just stun the enemy on the tower. Try to be try to stay calm and think about what you're gonna do next, because whenever they have so much defense, you shouldn't worry about the amount of damage that they're gonna deal to the tower. Just focus on dealing damage to the enemy. And because because they usually have flame armor, just get close to the enemy, and because they have flame armor, you're gonna be able to have the help from the tower because they're attacking you by dealing damage with flame armor. So that counts like you're being targeted, and the aggro from the tower, it is going to go to the enemy. Now, my ninth point. Let me go ahead and look for it. Okay. My ninth point is keep moving. Always keep moving. Usually, whenever you have an enemy that is going to build full fucking defense, it's because someone has the ability to pull to you, stun you, root you. They have a lot of CC, okay? So since they have a lot of crowd control, you have to make them less efficient. And to make them less efficient, you have to keep moving. Always try to move because right there, try to predict the enemy. Try to move around. That way, they should not be able to deal a lot of damage to you because you're gonna be able to move a lot. So right here, we already traded potions. So it's gonna be, oh shit, I didn't do it correctly. I didn't do it correctly. But yes, what was the one that I read? Oh yeah, mobility. I honestly like to build mobility because that is going to be I know it doesn't seem like it's gonna help you a lot, but whenever you're fighting a player that builds fucking defense, what you can do is just keep moving around, guys, and that person should not be able to be as effective. Okay. Now my 10th point, and this is gonna be my last, and I am going to go ahead and talk over other things that you can do. It's gonna be to ignore the player. Uh, if it comes down to this, just go for the objectives, okay? Let me tell you why. Whenever someone builds so much defense, a lot of people are asking me, okay, what should I do whenever they get so much defense? Like I'm not able to kill them, and I'm like, okay, pues if you're not able to kill them, don't kill them, ignore them, just go for the objectives. The point of the game, it is not to kill the other player. The point of the game, it is to destroy the core, which is in the back. If you're not able to destroy the person in front of it, just ignore the person and attack whenever they have their cooldowns unavailable for you. For example, he already used his ultimate. His ultimate, it is the thing that you have to fear the most because it actually can stun you under the tower. So right now, if you try to let the minions do the damage for you, you should be fine, okay? You should be able to deal some damage. Now, whenever the enemy has their abilities down, you can just go into the tower range, hit the tower at least once or twice, and there you're gonna be already having some I was gonna say profit, but that's not the word that I was looking for. You're gonna be having some good push. Because again, my point is the following: you don't have to kill the person. What you can easily do, guys, is you can just go ahead and as you can see right there, he is very desperate to go ahead and get the tower. So that is the thing. He knows that the point of the game, it is to get the tower. So don't worry about that. Now, if you have AD champion, attack damage champion, or carry, building penetration and building lifesteal, it's pretty good idea. The reason is that you're gonna be able to sustain a lot more whenever you face an enemy. Now the items, I am going to change them a little bit. In a little bit, I'll go ahead and get Elven armor, just because it is going to increase the healing that I have, and it's also going to increase my CDR. It is going to give me a little bit more cooldown reduction. Oh baby, where are you going, bitch? Where are you going? Yeah, he's there. Nah, I'm not gonna be able to kill him because I know right now I'm running a little bit low on mana. And as you can see right there, he wants the tower to deal damage to me, but as long as I keep moving, I should be fine. Now, right now, he already has all of the defensive items in the game. Okay, so right now that is as toxic as it can get. Okay, I don't think anyone else could get something different. Oh baby, now it is very important for you to know what item do you choose whenever you are building against someone that builds so much defense. Now, I personally enjoy or think it's a really good idea to build a executioner. Most of the time, the enemy that is building full defensive items, they're gonna run under the tower. Now, whenever they run under the tower, there's something very important you have to know. Now, if you reduce the enemy's defense, the tower is going to deal more damage. Okay, so getting an item crucial like executioner is gonna be able to help us a lot. Now, if it ever comes to the point that the person it is very hard to defeat and you're not able to do or get any progress, again, this is my 10 point is just ignore the player. You can just go ahead and get the items, get the core, get the tower. You can just kind of ignore that. And right now, I don't have what I need to do that, but in a little bit, you're gonna be able to see me. Okay, guys? Like right here, he has to go back because you have to keep constant damage on the enemy. That way, whenever you have the opportunity to attack the tower, go all out, guys. They have full defense. If you don't attack them under the tower, they're gonna try to kill you, but they're not gonna be able to do so because they do not have the attack to do so. Now, right here, it is easy for me to just go and fall back. But if I defend the tower, if I stay, if I make it difficult for the enemy, it is going to be more efficient. And that is the word that I was looking for earlier. Oh, he already wasted his ultimate, okay guys? That's very important. That is our window of opportunity to go ahead and destroy the core. Now, ignore the player, just destroy the core, guys. As you can see, if the player has 1 million defense, 1 million defense, and 2 million HP, it doesn't matter, guys. Because the point of the game, it is not to kill the other player. It is just to destroy the core, and it's what we just did. Now, as you can see right there, let me talk from right to left. Medusa Shield gives you 100 armor. Royal Shield gives you 55 and about 450 HP. Then we have the other armor that I don't know the name of it because I usually never integrate it into my builds. But that one, it deals damage back to the enemy. It doesn't give you HP, it just gives you 70 armor. But whenever I have the armor, I combine it with Dragonheart. Dragonheart, it gives you the most HP in the game. It gives you 700. But it has a passive that it regenerates your HP, so that's very cool. Now, Flame Armor, I think it's also like 45 to 55 armor, and it has about 400 and some HP as well. So from that, he already has over 1,500 HP, kind of. And then he has about 250 armor, about 100, 170 to 25 plus, yeah, like 280 armor plus his base armor. So yeah, guys, I guess the point of the video, it is to let you guys know that there are many ways to counter a person that is building full defense. If you tell me, hey, Wobinar, I'm not able to kill this person because he has so much defense. I am having so much difficulties whenever someone has so much defense. Well, whenever you encounter that person in 1v1, what are you going to do? Are you going to fight him even though that you know that you're not going to be able to kill them? Or are you just going to ignore them and split push other lanes, root the enemy, stun them, pull them, play with them? They don't have enough power to kill you, they would usually rely on other players to deal the damage. Now, if they're alone, just ignore them and just go for the objectives. That's gonna be one of the most effective things that you can do. Now, if I had to reduce all that I say to three things is: one, get penetration. Two, build a defensive item of your own to counter their build. And three, focus on the objectives. Simple as that, guys. So guys, thank you so much for watching this. It is the first time that I try to tell you guys what to do whenever you're facing a person that has a toxic build. Now, the reason why I did this video, it's because it has come to my attention in the past that it's difficult whenever you're facing a player that has so much defense. And it is correct, it is difficult. But you just have to think about other things that you can do besides trying to kill that person. If you want to kill it, it's going to be mainly in the early phase of the game. If you want to just abuse that bad build that they have, is ignore them, kill the other things. He was not able to destroy my core. Why? Because he did not have the attack to do it. The towers do have armor, okay? Now, whenever there are no minions inside of the tower, the tower actually gets more armor. So if they go in with full defensive items and they try to attack it, they're not going to be able to be effective because they don't have any power to do any damage on the tower. So guys, that's going to be it. That's going to be it for now. It was a good 20 minutes. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for all your support. If you like the content, thumbs up. If you like anything about the channel, thumbs up as well. So thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.